What's going on, everybody? My name is MT, and welcome back to yet another Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg video. That's right, y'all. I'm back, and I'm black. Well, technically, that's not true. I'm brown, and I'm in town. There you go. The Haitian is back from vacation. Okay, that's too much. Some of you thought it was over. Some of you thought that your boy just decided to just give up on the hunt that I have dedicated many 3 years of my life on for basically no reason at all at the expense of my interpersonal relationships and overall lifespan. Well, you are wrong. Why? Because James Gunn is my boo, and I'm always looking for boo's clues, baby. And don't you nerd holes forget it. But anyways, guess who has 2 thumbs, debilitating depression, and just found a huge Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg? Me. MT. The MT stands for mental trauma. However, if you were assuming that the big James Gunn Easter egg that I have located resides within James Gunn's first Guardians of the Galaxy film, you would be incorrect again. What's wrong with you? Why are you always wrong? That's my job, okay? Find a new hobby. Remember how I said I wasn't gonna look for any Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Easter eggs before I found the first one? Surprise! I'm a freaking liar, because this is actually a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Easter egg video, because torturing myself with just one movie was just not enough, goddammit. Like any good adult film star, your boy's taking it 2 at a time. That's inappropriate. Shouldn't have said it. But no, seriously, trust me guys, I would not have made a Guardians 2 Easter egg video if I did not think that what I found was something super important and significant and warranting of a major nerd boner. And this, in my humble, always correct opinion, could be a very big deal. So just where is this big Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Easter egg, you ask? Right here, you dingus, in Yondu's laser ship that the Guardians used to try to lobotomize the celestial sperm donor known as Ego, the living planet. At first, you might think that this is just your standard mustard yellow pew-pew laser ship that anybody could just buy at their local space pirate Toyota dealership, but nay, I say, 'tis more than that, my brothers. Because this ship has a secret. This ship is trying to tell us something. This ship is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. If you look closely at the interior of this ship with your normal eyeballs, you might notice that this ship has a couple strange, nonsensical symbols on the wall. However, if you were to throw your normal eyeballs at the fucking garbage disposal and put on your special nerdy nerd eyeballs, you would notice that not only are these symbols not nonsensical, but they are motherfreaking everywhere on the ship, from the walls to the ship's actual controls. Like here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And just why do these symbols make me all hot and bothered on the inside? Because these symbols are none other than a little something called Builder Machine Code, which is actually an ancient language from the beginning of time that is primarily spoken by the Builders. The very presence of Builder Machine Code in Yondu's laser drill pretty much confirms that the big, bad Builders exist within the MCU. That's right, everybody. The MCU is about to get all Star Wars in this bitch. And while the term the Builders may excite some of you, I know that there are at least a couple of you guys out there that are like, the Builders, wow, that's so cool. But like, you know, what we talking? Like Bob? Bob the Builder? Like, who the hell the Builders? And that is a fantastic question. The long answer is kind of super freaking complicated, but the short answer, the Builders are a huge fucking problem for the entire Marvel Universe. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a white people, or a black people, or a green people, or a red people. If the Builders exist in your universe, yo ass is probably gonna die. But let us go for the medium answer, shall we? Even though the medium answer is basically the long answer because I don't know when to shut the fuck up. But before I go on, I just want to let you guys know that while this is the main Easter egg that I have found in Guardians 2, this is not the only Easter egg that I have found. I have located other Easter eggs in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 1 that directly connect to this. So please just bear with my long-winded, goofy-looking ass for a couple of minutes while I explain just who these Builders be, because it's all gonna connect. Basically, the Builders are a super freaking old race of jerks who are even more ugly on the inside as they were on the outside. And they're pretty damn ugly on the outside. They were actually the first race to exist in the universe ever, arriving on the scene shortly after the Big Bang. And they were pretty chill, ugly people at the beginning. They mostly kept to themselves and sang kumbaya to the entire universe as a whole, who they worshipped like some maternal goddess. And they were cool with being mama's boys for a good chunk of the beginning of time. That is, until one day they all collectively said, "Screw you, universe, you're not my real mom, this church shit boring, yeet," and yeeted out thousands upon thousands of sentient killer robots called Alephs to destroy all sentient life on planets that they deemed not fit for progress or evolutionary growth. Because why not? Why go to church when you get to decide who gets to live or die instead? That's a lot more fun. Everybody needs a fun hobby. Planetary genocide is right up there with bird watching and knitting. It's like number 3, at least. Probably number 1. You see, the builders saw the universe as a chaotic thing that they needed to control, and so they developed and implemented various structures, or systems as they put it, over the course of billions of years in order to control and maintain the universe. And these robotic Alephs were part of these systems. They were actually the first system, but we'll get into all that system structure shit a little bit later. And since the builders' main goal is the healthy growth of the universe by any means necessary, when they got an email saying that the Earth of their universe kept trying to collide with the Earth of another universe, which would cause both their universes to instantly end, the builders decide that the best way to troubleshoot this particular problem is to just blow that Earth shit up, which sounds like a really bad thing, but on the bright side, if the Earth blows up, no more TikTok and TikTok teenagers. If I and everybody I love has to die for that to happen, then so be it. The universe-ending event that I speak of is a little something called the incursions, which is basically what happens when all the universes in the multiverse start to contract and gets really close together and eventually collide, with the Earth of every universe being those universal collision points. Long story short, when an Earth of another universe shows up in the sky to touch butts with the main Marvel Universe Earth, both Earths have 8 hours to blow up the other Earth to save their own universe. And if that sounds shitty and inconvenient, that's only because it most certainly is. And so that particular thing kept happening to Marvel Earth. And so the builders and their massive builder army decided to beeline it straight to Earth to end that annoying blue mother dang once and for all, for the good of the universe. Now, this all may seem like an exclusively Earth problem, and it totally would be if the builders weren't such efficient multitaskers and didn't decide to wreck everybody else's shit on the way there. Like every planet that they saw, they just decided to wreck their shit. The Skrulls, the Shi'ar, the Kree, the Brood, even the Space Knights of Galador all had worlds in the Builders' path to Earth that were unworthy of continued growth, which meant that the Builders had to murder a bunch of them and break all their stuff. I mean, there's no way around it, really. I mean, they had to murder all those people. I mean, what else were they gonna do? Just go around a planet minding its own business? I mean, come on. Let's be reasonable here. Let's be serious. And so, since they were all facing a common enemy, the Avengers of Earth entered an intergalactic alliance with those other alien races that were affected by the Builders and formed a massive intergalactic army to fight the Builders, who had an even more massive army whose ships could collectively, quite literally, blot out an entire sun with the sheer number of ships. So, I think it's safe to say that the Builders may have fucked shit up real good. Like really good. So that's who the Builders are in a really condensed nutshell. I mean, even though they look like you could kill them with a can of Raid, it's not going to be that easy. In fact, it's going to be really freaking hard. And at least one person you know is going to die in the process. But you can try. It's daytime now, by the way. Now, back to the Builder machine code graffitied all over Yondu's laser drill. First of all, even though there is an established Builder machine code to English alphabet in the Marvel Comics, none of these symbols on the ship form any words. Believe me, I stared at these for hours. They're just seemingly randomly placed letters. But fortunately, this isn't Sesame Street, so the alphabet can kiss my B-O-O-T-Y hole. I'm less concerned about what these letters mean than I am as to why the hell they're only on this ship and nowhere else. And I think I know why. See, although Yondu looks like a loving father and somebody you could trust to nanny the Banks children, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? Just don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Okay, just shut up. Yondu is a thief. A thief who enjoys illegal thieving. Illegally. And that being the case, it should come as no surprise to learn that the laser drill in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 did not always belong to Mr. Yondu Udonta. Oh no, for you see, this ship was originally the property of one Taneleer. True life, I'm a hoarder, Tivan, aka the Collector. And why is this significant? Well, as some of you may know, the Collector is part of a super exclusive group of rude senior citizens called the Elders of the Universe. And even though he doesn't look it, the Collector has actually been around since the beginning of time, which was around 1992, the year that I emerged from my mother's blessed vagina. And so, since the Collector is an old raisin at heart, and he has a deep knowledge of a language that has been around since the dawn of the universe, it would make sense to assume that Taneleer Tivan has had at least some sort of association with the Builders in the past. And it would also make sense to assume that, since this language is all over his mining ships, that it would also be at least somewhere on his mining colony on Nowhere, right? I mean, that would be cool if that was a thing that I found. Boom! What that is, player? What that is. It's Builder Machine Code, bitch. That's what it is. This neon sign says D-I-N-E, Dine, by the way, because I can read Builder Machine Code now, apparently, because I have no life. Because my virginity is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. And now, nobody can say that I have never found a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Easter egg anymore. It feels good, man. It feels good. If only Stan Lee were alive to see me now. Anyways, this is real cool and all, but I really don't think that this is the only connection the Collector has to the Builders in Guardians 1. Why? Observe the screens. Now, if you were to take a field trip visit to Storage Wars Andromeda while the Collector is showing off his PowerPoint presentation about the beginning of the universe, you will notice that his screens are designed exactly like that of one Captain Universe, the very being the Builders used to worship back when they were good choir boys and girls, and the very being that played a crucial role on the Avengers team during the Great Builder War in the comics. That all being said, I am very confident that the Collector has had a great deal of experience or familiarity with the Builders in the past, as it would appear that he could very well be in possession of at least 2 pieces of Builder-related technology, with the controls of the laser drill being 100% straight-up Builder tech. And if all of this is the case, and the Collector did know the Builders pretty damn well in the past, then I think I know why the Collector is obsessed with putting whole-ass alien Negroes in boxes for fun. It's been established that the reason why the Collector collects people and artifacts from different planets throughout the universe is because my dude Taneleer is the most hardcore doomsday prepper you have ever seen in your life. The Collector knows that a huge calamity is coming to the future of the MCU that's going to completely ruin a lot of people's retirement plans. So he feels the need to preserve at least one person from a variety of races throughout the cosmos in his collection, Noah's Ark style. I believe that the Builders are this calamity. I believe that the Collector has seen world after world after world be completely burned to a crisp by the Builders in their quest for a genetically perfect universe, that he felt the need to shove strangers into boxes without a permission slip from their parents. What a nice and thoughtful man. And I really do think that the Builders are going to play a really big part in at least Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as well, because I am of the mind that the Builders, or one of the Builders' creations, led to the creation and evolution of both the Sovereign and one Mr. Raccoon, or Raboon if you are a person of culture. But before I get into all that and the other Easter eggs that I have found, remember those Builder systems that I mentioned earlier? Well, I've got to explain those first real quick, or else you're not going to understand what the hell I'm talking about, so buckle up. The first ever system that the Builders ever implemented was the Gardener system, with those killer robots that I mentioned earlier. You see, the Builders didn't just send out Alephs to just burn every planet that has an alien having a hump and taking a dump on it. No, the Alephs were one of 3 types of gardeners, meaning that if the Alephs found a species that they saw evolutionary potential in, they popped out these 2 weird eggs out of their robo-boobs that would eventually hatch into the 2 other types of gardeners, an Ex Nihili and an Abyssi. The golden horned Ex Nihili would be in charge of the evolutionary process of the races that the robotic Aleph spared by forcibly triggering their evolution without their consent by shooting these really terrible things called origin bombs at the planet, causing all the people on the planet to transform in these really nasty looking cocoons. While the Abyssi would be in charge of judging an Ex Nihili's work. If an Abyss approved of an Ex Nihili's work, the species would be allowed to continue existing along this new evolutionary path. But if she did not like it, the Alephs would be all like, well, we gave it a go. Nobody can say we didn't try. We tried. You saw that. We tried. Didn't work out. Okay? So You gotta do what you gotta do before setting their phasers to flambe. So yeah, presumably millions of these groups of 3 gardeners basically ran amok across the cosmos, genetically altering or destroying lower life forms for billions of years. However, the gardener system is not the only system the builders have made to ensure the optimum health of the universe. Like, I won't get into it too much here, but millions of years later, the builders would completely ditch the gardener system and make a new system where their new creations called caretakers and curators monitored the progress of worlds from within a communication station within a space in between universes known as the superflow. Basically, the superflow is trans-universal space where all the consciousness of the universe is connected to that one can use to travel from one point in the universe to another if they have the ability to do so via a ship or the appropriate superpowers. There is a lot more to the superflow and what the builders are doing in the superflow, but that's pretty much all you really need to know for this video because I've said too many words and I need to wrap this up real soon and edit this video until I die because there's going to be a lot of editing and I'm not looking forward to it, but I love you guys, so I'm still talking. Stop. This all being said, and I could be wrong, but this red looking space that Yondu, Rocket, and Groot drum through in Guardians 2 may just be the superflow of universe 199999, which is the MCU. Not only does it look similar, but like I said before, the superflow can be used as a method of quick travel from one point in the universe to another. So it would make sense for it to be included in that particular jumping sequence in the movie. But again, I could be wrong. Now, back to what I was talking about before. Since genetically modifying lower life forms is something the builders were extremely passionate about, next to, recreational murder, and because James Gunn said that the secret to Rocket Raccoon's craters was hidden somewhere within Guardians 2, and because Rocket Raccoon is strangely familiar with how to use a laser drill that operates using an ancient language from like a long ass time ago that is nowhere else in the universe, I believe that the MCU builders or one of the builders' creations led to the forced evolution of Rocket Raccoon. A bold claim, I know, but somebody has to be crazy enough to make it, and I'm pretty damn crazy. And speaking of the builders' creations, let's talk about our final potential Easter egg of this video, which has to do with everybody's favorite conceited douchebags, the Sovereign. I believe that the very culture of the Sovereign have their roots in the gardener system of the builders. And I'm not just saying that because the Sovereign are gold like the Ex-Nihili, or because they like to genetically alter their people in birthing pods, much like the Ex-Nihili do. No, sir. Might I invite you to take a look at their frickin' batteries? Because check this shit out, son. Boom! The outlines of both an Ex-Nihili and an Aleph can be seen on the cases in which the Sovereign store all of their batteries. I don't know what that third symbol is. It could be the symbol for the Abyssi, but it doesn't look like it. Could be. I don't see a symbol like that associated with the Abyssi in the comics, but let's just assume that's an Abyssi symbol. Which leads me to believe that this is why Rocket hates the Sovereign and steals their batteries in the first place, because both the battery containers and the Sovereign remind him of his abusive creators. And since Guardians 3 is going to be centering around Rocket, and Ayesha is expected to make her return in that film, I would not be surprised if the builders are the thread that binds the narrative of that movie together. But anyways, that all being said, I fully expect the builders to be the new big bad threat to the MCU after Thanos gets his Paul Rudd-shaped suppository, courtesy of the Avengers. And hell, who knows, maybe we'll even get the incursions as well. And I really do hope that we get the incursions because that is an excellent way to have the MCU Avengers face off against the 20th Century Fox X-Men down the line before rebooting the entire 20th Century Fox aspect of the Marvel Universe, because that would be super dope. Like Avengers versus X-Men would be great. And then after that, we can do Secret Wars. Let's do Secret Wars, Kevin Feige. Secret Wars is great. But yeah, that's it. That's everything, I think. Maybe. Who knows? But if you guys could please tweet this video at James Gunn on Twitter so that he could see and possibly verify it, that would be super great and a huge help as always. And I'm always appreciative to everybody who does it. I mean, I know he's not as active on there as he used to be, but I do know that he does pop by every now and then. So he will probably see it if enough of you guys send it to him. So please, as always, if you guys could help me out with that, that would be super appreciated. And like, it's pretty much the only way that we can get Easter eggs verified. So you guys are awesome, and I love you guys so much for helping me out. This hunt is not just my hunt, it is our hunt. So let's get this shit cracking. And also, be sure to tag me in the tweet at Mastertainment so I can see it, and then thank you for tweeting. And then after that, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram too if you want, with the same handle. I post really stupid things, And, you know, I am very responsive to people who tweet me on Twitter. So if you want to talk to me, we can talk nerdy. Let's talk nerdy. Talk nerdy to me. I'll talk nerdy to you. If you want, no pressure. Actually, there is pressure. If you don't, I'm going to find you and steal all your stuff because I'm black. That's racist. Don't say that. And also, James, if you are watching this, we miss you, man. I mean, my Twitter feed is significantly lamer without you on it. I mean, I totally understand why you've gone MIA, but, you know, I don't know. I guess I hope that you come back to creatively inspire all of us again real soon, because you posted really inspiring things that, you know, help me to create and encourage me to create. But, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. So whatever you choose to do, I respect that shit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Or just leave a thumbs up or share this video. That also makes me happy on the inside. My name is MT, and thank you guys so much for believing in me and supporting the channel. Like, it means so much to me. And I really do love you guys more and more each day. Like, you guys mean so much to me. So stay safe, and remember, we are Groot, so be kind to everybody, okay? Cool. Catch you guys later. And one Mr. Raccoon, or Raboon if you are a person of culture. Can you roll your R's? I can. My Spanish teacher was very impressed in high school, and, you know, the ladies did not care for me.